Welcome to Curtain Call. I'm Maureen Rogers, and I have a few guests today. The cast and crew of Rent, not the whole cast and crew. It starts April 26th and goes April 25th and goes until May the 18th. So, why don't you two introduce yourselves and tell us what you are doing for Rent?
Sure. My name is Michael Hartsfield, and I am the director.
And I'm Scott Howe. I'm the drummer in the band and Maureen's next door neighbor for 20 plus years.
There you go.
Yeah, for a long time. Well, it's great to have you and have you back.
Thank you.
So interesting enough, Laurel Mill Playhouse did this some years back.
We did. We did 14 years ago. We did Rent, which I directed that version as well. So figured it was time to bring it back.
Yeah. Wait, was there any particular incentive to doing that? It was.
Actually, it hadn't been on my radar necessarily to do it again. It's one of my favorite shows, so I'm never opposed to it for sure. But, you know, people had kind of brought it up to me, former cast members and other people that I've worked with, you know, are you going to do Rent again, or you should bring Rent? So that was sort of the reason, yeah.
So, did you have a big turnout? It seemed like you did.
We did. It was an amazing turnout for auditions. You know, you never know, and certain shows tend to bring people out.
Yeah.
And this certainly did, and it was nice to have choices. It was nice to had a really amazing, just strong up and down. So it was hard to turn some people away, and you know, it always is. But we ended up with a really strong cast of about 18. Not about, it's exactly 18. It's not about, it's exactly 18. We could have gone even a little more with the number of people we had, but Laurel's a small space, as you know, so we did, you know, keep it to that. So there's 8 leads in the show, basically, and then we have 10 ensemble members, and the ensemble does a lot in Rent. They play multiple characters, from homeless people to police officers to, you know, all sorts of, you know, mothers of cast of other characters and so forth. So they do a lot in this show.
Oh, that's great. Right. Now the second time around, was there different ahas this time?
Different ahas.
Like,
I did, you know, it had been long enough that I didn't have, you know, sort of an immediate memory of, oh, I did it this way, or we did it that way, or that way. So I didn't want to just recreate, you know, what we had done 14 years ago. And it definitely is different. I mean, from the set that we're using, which is very minimal, but it's a different set and, you know, obviously different people as well. So, you know, different casts bring different things, right? So I think, you know, that's where the ahas happen. You know, you never know what it's going to be. So I'm sure there are, you know, aha moments, but it's just been such a different process with this new, different group of people that it's always going to be exciting. So,
yeah. It sounds like fun. And we brought in Scott, who is my next door neighbor for 20 some years. And so you're the drummer, and who else do you have playing live music?
Well, we have Mimi McGinniss is, of course, our music director, and she also is on keyboards. And then there's a keyboard 2 player, a guitarist, and a bass player as well.
Oh,
so
wow.
we're going to have 5
a lot of
people
music.
back there.
That's great.
So it's always tight. Get ready.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be great with the live music. Yeah.
So are you gonna have the full drum set back there?
I'm actually going to use an electronic drum set.
Oh, okay. Billy George
you know,
used to do that. Yeah.
Plug it into the soundboard, and I think it'll save some space, because as we know, there's not much space backstage at LMP.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's going to work out real well.
Someone was asking me the other day, and I said, wow. I don't know. It's been a long while since we've had a full drum set back there.
It's true, and we have, but and it's definitely nicer to have the kit for sure.
Yeah, and much easier to set up and take down as well.
I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Scott, tell us about your background and what you've done for Laurel Mill Playhouse before.
Well, I guess a pretty diverse background. I didn't start playing drums until I was 49 years old.
No kidding.
Yeah. I saw a sign in the middle of the street one day, and it was very specific. It said, "Learn to play drums." I was sitting there at the stoplight, and I said, "Okay, I'll do that."
Wow. Were you driving at 5?
Yeah. No. And have always been involved with music in radio and television and things like that, but I never thought that I had an actual musical bone in my body. And then I just started doing this. Of course, there's the old joke, that there are musicians and then there are drummers. So, and that's not entirely untrue, but nonetheless. So have been in, just a couple of months after starting to take lessons, I've been in bands.
Oh my heavens, that's wild.
Haven't gigged all that often. We're older. Sometimes we joke it's our Tuesday night poker game.
Yeah.
We rehearse over and over. But, we actually are going to play the 23rd of May at the retirement dinner for a very old Air Force friend of mine. And so, that's pretty much it. This is my first time definitely playing, anything in a, musical theater production. My wife, Michelle, and I, Maureen, somehow or other, twisted our arm into doing love letters, correct, love letters. Neither one of us had ever done anything like that. I had performed, been on stage, been on radio, but Michelle had done nothing like that before, and she just knocked it out.
As they say, you've been acting all your life.
Yes.
And Michael knows about me twisting arms really well. So, what are you thinking as you go into this for the first time on the stage?
Well, like always, I'm just really looking forward to it. Everything that I've done in life. I don't know. My wife Michelle and I talk often about visualizing. Like visualizing what success would be like, and I do that. I actually have internal conversations. I think about it. And of course I go over the music. I've been looking over the charts, and from a drummer's point of view, it's not really very complicated stuff. Because of course the melodies and it's a musical,
Right.
So it's like, the actual played music isn't supposed to be the highlight, it's the singers.
So you haven't even met the cast yet?
Have not.
Oh, wow,
Have not. I
exciting.
expect I'll come in on Saturday with the
would be
director's
great. Yeah.
approval.
Yeah.
Of course.
And,
That is wild.
sit around and
everybody's
see.
not getting together until Saturday.
Yeah, that's often the case
Is it?
with musicals. In professional theaters, I'm sure the band is involved much earlier, but usually at this level, Tech Week is, typically where it all starts to come together. And adding the band, we've been, Mimi has been playing the piano for us, for rehearsals, so it won't be completely, different. But when you add those other instruments, it takes a minute to sort of, that's the way it's really going to sound when it's not just keyboards or,
And get the levels right.
Right, and get all of that. So,
Right.
Saturday will hopefully be that day where we can at least get sort of the jitters out with, that sort of stuff, and then hopefully hit the ground running next Monday with full runs.
Full runs.
Yeah.
So after this, you're going to be doing. Summer
I'm like, what
Kid-
am I going to be
remember
doing?
that?
Yes.
Remember
I
what
was
you
like, have you told me something? Yes. We're doing our annual kids show or kids experience during the summer. So that'll start in June. And then it is Newsies Junior. So it'll be a fun one.
Yeah, that'll be great.
It'll be great.
Be
So-
great for all kids, girls and guys.
Oh yeah, girls, guys. We say usually 8 to 18 is kind of our boundaries. So, but it's it's open to girls, guys, everybody, and everybody will have fun. Regardless of the part that you get, and there are plenty of parts for everybody. So, we also do the Newsies Junior lasts about an hour. So that's the first half, and then after an intermission, we do the cabaret, we call it. Where it's just a collection of different songs that we choose, usually Broadway style songs so especially for those kids who maybe didn't get a solo in the Newsies, they can have something to sing in the cabaret or something like that.
I always look
So,
forward to that. It's so much
it's fun.
fun. Both of it.
Right.
I love Newsies.
Right.
I saw it at the Hippodrome at the
one of my
very
favorites,
top
yeah.
row.
Oh, it's great.
But you know what? It was so good, the top row, because you could see them dancing
Right.
so much better than
Right,
the close.
yeah.
So that's good.
Place is
So
beautiful.
Scott, what about you? What is in your future?
Well, 23 years in the Air Force and now almost 24 years working for the federal government. I'm going to retire in less than a year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And just looking forward to being involved in more musical things. You know, have a couple of projects around the house.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To work on that Marvin might end up helping me with. He just doesn't know it yet. And you know, that's about it. Just looking forward to you know, being happy with with Michelle. My wife is a full-time art student, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Has been an artist all her life. She is particularly good at everything. And most people find it really, really annoying. But she's very, very good. So she's just finishing up her first year, so she'll continue to do 3 or 4 more years of that. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, that's what's on the near
Oh,
horizon.
that's great. That's great. We'll have to get the two of you back on stage again.
Yeah.
That was fun. We were just talking about love letters. It was it was just so much fun to
Right.
have all these different couples
Yeah, that was great.
reading letters to each other. So,
And Maureen's influence. I think that the question that she asked was which night
Right.
do you guys want to do
Right. Yeah, right.
love
Not
letters?
if,
I'm
right.
pretty sure that's how she said it. Does that sound
sounds about
familiar?
right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
you guys were naturals for sure. I remember the first show you did at Laurel Mill Playhouse.
When I was actually on stage, which was
stage.
one of the few times.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was it?
6 Degrees of
Oh,
Separation.
that's right. That's right. And
Yeah.
then I think I saddled up to you and said something like, "Would you consider directing?"
Right. Yeah, that was that.
Because
one
you
of the-
directed kids, high school students
Right,
for years.
right. So yeah, I was happy
Prepared
to.
you for everything.
It sure did. That's right.
Well, thank you both for coming. I look so forward. Probably be there Monday at some point
Okay.
because the videographer is coming in to take a few
Okay.
pictures and things. And congratulations on your first
Yes.
gig.
Thank
and
you.
congratulations on your 100th gig.
Probably close.
So we'll be right back with actors from Rent. So stay tuned.
We've been on Main Street for many years, and now we're close to Main Street, but we're all back in action here, so it's really great.
The Laurel Portrait's been in Laurel since about the 1980s, 1970s, and really founded to help the businesses of Laurel come together, learn what opportunities are available, and sort of learn from each other.
Welcome back to Curtain Call, and we are delighted to have an actor and an actress from Rent with us today. So why don't you introduce yourselves and tell us what part or parts you're playing?
My name is Obandi Imovi, and I'm part of the ensemble for Rent.
Okay,
And my name is Johnny Drew, and I'm portraying the character Tom Collins.
Tom Collins. Now you've done something here before at Laurel Mill Playhouse, right?
No,
Oh, this is your first time? Oh, that's
this is
great.
my
Well,
first
welcome to
time.
Laurel Mill Playhouse. I'm so
you.
glad. And Johnny, have you done something at Laurel Mill
I
Playhouse?
have. It's long time overdue. I think the last time I was here was 2011, and
Oh,
I
it
was
is.
Paul and Company, and then I believe the show that was after that was Pillow Talk.
Oh, yes, I remember that. Now, boy, that was a while ago.
That was, yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of a more appropriate show to come back to.
That's great. We're glad to have you and glad to welcome you back. So what has your experience been the first time coming to Laurel Mill Playhouse?
It's been wonderful. I think, as I've been doing community theater for at least like 2 years now, I would say it's a very welcoming experience, and it's nice to see, a diverse group of people within a cast, because it's not something that I've always experienced. But yeah, it was an eye-opener. I actually feel like more, I can relate more to the people who I'm working with in a cast, so it's very, very nice.
Oh, that's great. Now, have you performed on a stage that is as intimate as ours is before?
I wouldn't say so, actually, no. I've only performed at like community colleges, and I was in Escape to Margaritaville last year, so that was like more of an outdoor stage, and
Yeah.
both of them were pretty big, but this one was small. But I kind of like it small, I would say.
Yeah, I like being on stage. I like it to have it intimate like that. You know, of course, you see everything, maybe things you shouldn't see, you know, somebody yawn or whatever. But I think it's a great experience as compared to a big place, you know, where you can't see the people and
Right.
they don't see you that much
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
So you were in Pillow Talk, that was the last one, and you're coming back
Yep.
to us. And what do you feel like is your favorite thing about coming back to Laurel Mill Playhouse?
It's definitely that cozy, intimate setting as you mentioned. I think I've been so acclimated over the last 25 years of doing so much in bigger spaces that I forget sometimes what it feels like to be in a studio box theater and just be like there. I think there's a greater connection when you are performing and the audience is a lot closer with you. I think they're right there with you the entire time, so it makes it, like you stated, a little bit more on an intimate note for them.
Yeah, I think it's a great experience to be able sometimes to even interact with the audience, break that third wall. It's a lot of fun. So you said you've been in community theater just for 2 years, and here you are already in Rent. So what other shows have you done?
I started with community theater. I did Wizard of Oz for like the second time, and Sleeping Beauty, my first play. So that was fun. And then, like I said, last year I did Escape to Margaritaville with Annapolis Summer Garden Theater.
Oh,
Yes, so that was a great experience. The show ran for like 5 weeks, but I loved every second of it. And the cast was great. Fantastic.
Marge McGugan, who is our costumer, did the costuming.
Yes, I love Marge. Oh my
She
gosh.
is so great. Because I remember when she saw the cast, that she goes, "Oh yes, I know her. So that's awesome.
It was
So
wonderful.
glad you came.
Yes, I'm glad that I am here for sure.
So is there anything that you are you looking forward to doing in your career, like a role that you'd like to play?
Oh man.
Putting you on the spot
I
here.
say I have quite a few for sure. I love Once on This Island. It's my favorite musical, and even just to be in the cast would be a dream for me. But I would say I would like to be the main character. Timoon, I believe, is her name, as the main girl for that cast, and also one of the deities as well, because there's like 4 of them. But yes, I'd like to be part of that main cast again, or even the ensemble would be great. And then Aida is my second one, and I would like to play as either her or I believe like it was like the daughter of the pharaoh, was it? But that's an amazing show, beautiful cast, beautiful show. But yeah, I'd like to be part of that. As far as like bigger Broadway shows, Legally Blonde. I'm not sure specifically who I want to be, but I think, if I were to be cast as the main character, I think that would be a dream come true for me, because I definitely see myself as that, that character who does have the brains, but, falls for the guy and tries to do everything for the guy, but then realizes that her self-worth is what mattered in the first place. And so that's something that I wholeheartedly believe in terms of finding yourself. And so yeah, I would love to play
I think
those
actually
characters.
some theater near here is doing it. I don't know if they've had auditions yet.
No, they haven't had
Okay.
auditions
Oh,
yet.
but you're thinking about it, yeah?
Definitely thinking about it for sure. Regardless of what happens, I really do hope that I make
Yeah.
it in the
Oh,
cast.
good. And how about you? What would you like to do?
Oh,
Come back.
putting me on the spot. Wow, I'm getting up there as far as being able to play some of the older roles now that I realize it, but can still get away with the younger ones depending on if I get rid of this and such. Just a little scruff, right? Rada Mays definitely sits with me for Aida. That's probably been up there for a hot second. I wouldn't mind portraying Marius in Les Mis.
Oh, yes.
Phantom would be ideal one day, obviously in Phantom of the Opera, but not quite. I don't think we're quite there yet. So this to date as far as portraying Tom Collins, is probably the most emotionally raw role in 25 years of doing this.
Oh, wow.
So,
Wow, this is excellent, excellent. Well, I'm glad you're all in this. I can hardly wait to see you all. I hope you're getting some rest this week before the show.
definitely.
And I'll probably run by and see you tomorrow.
Yay.
Or I guess it's day after tomorrow. Today's only Thursday.
Saturday. Yeah, Saturday.
So thank you again. It was so nice to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome and welcome back.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. Thank you.
we're going to have a lot of fun with this show. I can tell already. So go to laurelmillplayhouse.org and purchase your tickets now. Don't wait. It's probably, I don't know, 20% sold out already. So, so get those tickets and get them quick, because we're a small, intimate theater and we have 59 seats. So get it now. So again, April 25th to May the 18th, and I hope to see you there. Thank you again.